Okay, so we're live now in the right places, so that's always a win-win. But okay, so I just wanted to kind of share some things that have really been heavy on my heart and a journey of some things that quite honestly it's been a journey since I feel like as a child. Like it's been just, I think all of our lives we have this journey that we come to, and it's such a cool thing. Like I'm now 32 years old, and it's a pretty neat thing to be 32 and like feeling like I'm coming into my own, just feeling fully and totally like more secure, not completely, but more secure, and just a neat thing. So I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through some things just that, I don't know, some hard things, some good things that kind of happened that led me to some fun information to where I am now. So it wasn't, and this journey that I'm talking about has been something that I've kind of been on, at like in my childhood. And it's not easy always to talk about. Like I get a little emotional, but it's been really fun just learning all of these things. So I just wanted to hop on here and share it quickly with you. Basically, as a kid, just a quick synopsis, I wasn't your average Jane. Like, I wasn't, I didn't feel like I fit in physically with the kids, mentally with the kids. I always felt pretty much on the outside kind of thing. And I always felt pretty sick. Like, I got sick pretty often. And it was just one of those things. Like I just kind of grew up that way, and it wasn't like sick in a sense of like children's hospital sick all the time, but just in and out of doctors a lot. My mom had me tested a lot because I would like literally fall asleep in school, and like I would get up out of my chair and like fall asleep on the floor because I didn't have energy to like make it past 10 a.m. This led to my mom actually homeschooling me. They couldn't figure anything out specifically, but it led to me being homeschooled. And I just wanted to share this because if there's any mamas out there with kids, or if any of you guys have felt like, you've been dealing with something like this, I wanted to share kind of our journey. And if that can help somebody, praise Jesus. Because it's been a journey, and everyone has their own journey. So I was homeschooled. Later on, there were definitely some other things that kind of, after homeschooling, they identified, but just couldn't quite get their finger on. Fast forward a little bit, they tested me for some other things, still couldn't quite, everything was like borderline, you know what I mean? We did tons of tests. At a pretty young age, a tilt table test to see why I would get dizzy and vertigo, all of these things. So I was in doctors quite a bit at a very young age, and I struggled health-wise with that, and that's, it was just part of it. Fast forward again to about 18 years old, and I was really struggling as a hairstylist. I was feeling weak. I couldn't stand up. If I've ever cut your hair, maybe some of you were my clients, and I would have to like go sit down either in the chair next to me or in the back if somebody was in there. I just really struggled in that area. Then at about 22 years old, right after I got married, I had gotten an MRI. My mom has MS, so they wanted to like check and see how I was looking for that. And, they didn't find anything specific. My brain looked pretty normal. And the tilt table showed some odd things, but again, not enough to like say anything or do anything or whatever. So I had an amazing doctor who was like, listen, I'm not supposed to do this. Again, this was about 10 years ago. But I really feel that you've had 14 Lyme disease tests and they've all come back negative, but I want you to get a Western blot test. and they will break it down and look at everything, and they will check it out for you. So, and then she even, I think, gave us the number of like this doctor that's in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It was an 1.5-hour drive from our home, but she was like, you need to see a Lyme literate doctor. So this is where things kind of started for me. This is where I started learning all new things, and it's a really pivotal moment in the journey because these doctors taught me things that started me asking questions. These doctors taught me to not just trust the system all the time. And I do love the system. It's there for a reason, but it's broken, just like a lot of things. These are run by humans who make mistakes, right? And same as me. So it was a really great thing, honestly, to be able to go through this journey of Lyme disease. So I had it, my whole family had it, probably most of Wisconsin has it, I'm sure. I love Wisconsin, but we went to these doctors, they put us on antibiotics, but they also taught me so much, and it was a hard journey and a hard couple years to be on, and we spent lots of money, doing the treatment that we needed because insurance doesn't cover it when during that time. So we actually we learned a lot during this time. There was a lot of things that I'm not going to bring up because you like ask me if you want specifics, but we learned things like your skin is your largest organ. Please be careful with that organ. It absorbs everything that you put on it. We learned things that by 8 a.m., women apply over 250 chemicals to their body. And so he said, like this doctor that I saw in Fond du Lac said, please, research what is in your products, and words like fragrance. And, he gave me this list of products to be like aware, like, hey, don't put this on your body if this is in it because it hides other things, right? So, he taught me about nail polish and how I shouldn't be wearing nail polish that isn't water-based, even though I love nail polish. He taught me so much. He taught me that I'm supposed to drink half my body weight in ounces of water. And he's like, and add another glass just for good measure, I honestly learned a ton from that journey. It was a really, really hard journey, like I said, but that started me on this new path that I feel like God kind of brought all together. And even though like my childhood was bright, my childhood was happy, I had these pockets just like everybody else of struggles. But I wanted to share that because honestly, I feel like if we don't share these things, like I want people to feel like, is that my grandma on here? Yes, I am wearing Grandpa's sweater. Almost every night I wear Grandpa's sweater, Grams. I love it. But I honestly, I love that my grandma's on here. I honestly learned so much during that hard time, and I think a lot of us can say that about hard times, is like that we learn, and it seems like all of those things were really engraved in my mind. So I started questioning, like, if I'm going to go as far as being careful with what I'm putting on my skin, I want to be careful about the things that we eat. And Brian was able to get tested when we went there, and he has a gluten intolerance and a little bit of a dairy intolerance. And then God was really preparing me to be a mom in that situation, because I would have children who have lots of allergies to food. I have special needs boys who have a very sensitive tummy, and that's due to their, my one son has DUP 15Q, and that causes a lot of inflammation. So like learning these things through Lyme have been pivotal in raising my kids. And I just think it's so cool how God has brought that full circle and used that to help support me as a mom to my babes, which I'm so thankful for. He's also just really been so good in like in so many other areas. I mean, God is good, but he also has been really good in, I've been feeling so good at 18 years old. You know, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and to really be free from that right now, it has been such a blessing. I was on medication for so long, and I mean, I still struggle certain days just like anybody else, but he's really just helped support me as a mom with my kids in that area as well, and I'm so thankful for that. I learned a lot about mental health. I learned a lot about Lyme disease. I learned a lot about our body from about 18 till now, and it's been such a cool thing. And being raised with my parents who were both in the medical field is so cool, how God allowed that to happen as well. And then I'm here, and I started really questioning the system and questioning what's in my products. I started seeing that my son was reactive to a lot of products that I thought were safe. But then I looked at the back and realized there are things like fragrance on the back. There are things, larger words that I can't even pronounce, that I don't know what they do. So I started researching that, and I'm sure all of you know, like, Johnson's Baby is under a big lawsuit right now because they put some not good products that cause cancer for kiddos and didn't say anything. You know, we need to be questioning these things. And that's where this journey has brought me, is to kind of share my story, share the light that we've learned in this story, and not to overwhelm you, but to just share. And if you have any questions for me, like, feel free to come to me and talk to me about that. Excuse me. Hey, Brian, would you mind getting me some water, please? Sorry. So throughout this, I started questioning things, and I had a sweet friend who was in my Bible study group who had Young Living products, and I'm so thankful she shared those with me. I will forever be so thankful that she was bold enough to say, Bridget, my kid suffers too. Me too. And that's basically what I'm doing here for everyone too. I want, like, if you're struggling in this situation and your child, you want safer products, you want that they're like breaking out. I've been there. Me too, you know, and that's where community comes together, is when we talk about things that aren't always comfortable, and we band together, hold hands, and say, me too, let's support each other, right? I'm just going to take a quick drink. So that is the goal here, is to just share our story and share the story of how I got started with Young Living. So she was in my Bible study group. She was bold. She was confident. She had done her research. And she knew that I needed to do my research. So she gave me the books to read. She gave me the websites to go to. She sent me the seed to seal, saying that, you know, Young Living oils and products have not been around pesticides or anything for 50 years. That was huge for me. And it's just been amazing. Like, I'm so beyond thankful that I can use shampoos, deodorants, essential oils, vitamins, lotions on my babes, or I can make them myself with my oils if I feel crafty that day or something. That I can drink the highest antioxidant drink on the market, Ningxia Red. But I'm thankful for those products, but I'm also thankful that I get to be bold, that God has called me to share these things with you guys, and that I get to do this. Like, I'm so thankful I get to do this. And it's just, it's a good thing. So if you guys ever, I don't want to, you know, take up too much time for you guys tonight, but if you guys ever have questions about whether it's my journey, whether it's the journey of just like what words in the products do I need to be searching for? Does Young Living have these products? How do I get started? feel free. I am here to answer those questions, because I was in that same position. That was where I was, and my goal is to share health and wellness, and it's been in my journey since I was born, basically, as I shared with you earlier in the video. So my goal wasn't to come on here and to be salesy or to be a salesperson. That's never going to be my goal. My goal is to always share with you authentically, lovingly, and if you are feeling like I'm struggling in this area, this is somebody who can identify with. Me too. Band together, create a community that we can love each other, support each other, and help each other learn and educate ourselves about the things that we're bringing in our home as the gatekeepers of our home. We're the ones that are allowing this to happen. And so if I can help in any way, it is my pleasure and honor to do that for you. But yeah, so it just real quick, if you guys ever did want to get started and you're like, hey, I'm ready today, like, let's do this. The best way to get started with Young Living is a premium starter kit and a diffuser. And I can totally help you with that. There's other kits. If you're like, hey, I'm not into oils, I want to start with makeup, we can do a makeup kit. If you're not into makeup and you want a household cleaning kit, we can do that. But even more than that, if you just need someone to talk to and to share these stories with, please know I'm always here. I love Jesus. I love sharing his light with people, and I love sharing the information that he has brought people into my life that's so lovingly and confidently shared with me. So I just wanted to hop on here tonight and share that with you. And I just hope you have a wonderful weekend, I hope a lot of you have a long weekend celebrating 2019. I'm ready for 2019, and I hope you have a blessed night. Bye, guys. Thanks.